Hi, everybody. So, welcome. My name is Al. I am one of the brains behind Prosperity. This is Justin, the chef, and one of the other brains behind Prosperity.
Hello.
And here's Cynthia.
Hi.
Who is one of the brains behind the tea. And some of the trivia that you have been privy to while we've been posting updates and doing all the ads on social media and whatnot.
Yes, we create tea, but my background is that I'm an archaeologist. But, yeah.
She's basically Indiana Jones.
Or Cindiana Jones.
Yes, Indiana Jones on the fridge. So yeah, welcome. We're going to teach you a little bit about the teas that are in, as long as my pupper will let us. We're going to teach you a little bit about the teas that we have in Prosperity. Show you a little bit about the inspiration behind the game and kind of why we made it in a way. Tell us a little bit about how we should be enjoying these teas that we're getting at the game.
Well, as for how you would enjoy an individual cup of tea, that really is dependent on how you like to take your tea. But if you're trying to do a tasting of all three of our lovely, delicious honey teas, treat it like a wine tasting. In wine tastings, you would go from, bubblies to whites to rosés to reds. You do the same thing with tea. So you're going to go with your herbals onto the lighter leaves and then darker as you progress. And conveniently, not always, but quite frequently, that's also the progression of caffeine.
So we're gonna get more wired as we get through the taste.
Exactly. And that way, the darker, deeper flavors don't overpower the lighter ones. The lighter teas just like wine.
First, I'll just say that we have actually, the three of us have been selling tea since the day we can't Chris Cats. We did one as a joke. I went to Justin and said, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we put catnip tea in all of the games and then people's cats shredded their mail, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, whenever we blend up the catnip teas at home, we have to put Freya, our cat, outside in a different room because she can't be around, like even close to the tea. She has to go outside the house. She's an indoor outdoor cat, it's fine.
Unless you want cat hair in the tea.
Which why would you?
So, on that note, when we came with this game, I actually went to Justin to help me kind of balance the game mechanics, and then eventually we're like, why don't we make some teas? So
we already had, the cute honey tea name for it, and we thought we would lean into that, and we decided to start with the green tea, which is normally not where we would start. We would start light and go to dark. But we went with Prosperitea. We wanted to make that look like money, which was actually the entire inspiration behind the building blocks for this tea. We started looking at the color palette and reverse engineering the flavor palette from that. And it was pretty fun. So we came up with actually something that I think is very tasty. It's bold and citrusy and quite nice.
Bills are green and, gold coins.
Yep.
There you have it.
Those are all colors that are in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, that's the titular tea. With the next one, I think we were all talking about like getting a tea that would like kind of get your brain going because the game is kind of a thinky game. You're a historian, you're a chef, I'm a designer. We're all kind of like engineering type people. So Ingenuity was the next one.
Ingenuity was fun. We wanted something that was going to give you that nice caffeine level, so it's a good strong black tea. We also wanted something that was approachable and a little playfully sweet because it's for a game and it's just got a lot in there to make you stop and think about the tea for a second. And that's where we went with it.
And when he asked me later, he's like, what sort of sweetness should we go with? And I'm like, I'm always a big fan of caramel. So there's a little hint of caramel in there. And,
well, don't forget.
And some other notes that I'm quite fond of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is the anise seed in there, which is
That's
the little
note I'm talking about.
the little licorice notes. It's very, when you drink it, it kind of feels like you're visiting a library, which I rather like.
Wouldn't you just like to
country.
live in a library?
Yes.
That's just the dream.
And for me, like, I abhor black licorice. I do not like that flavor at all. But I really enjoy this tea because of the headspace that the whole like profile puts me into when I'm drinking it.
That feeling like you're sitting in a nice old library, just soaking
Curled
up.
up in a book.
Yeah. No, licorice is the best flavor ever, in my opinion.
The last tea that we have up that we'll kind of go over with you is the Herbal Tazon. A lot of people say herbal tea.
Doesn't actually have any tea in it.
Nope, does not count as real tea. That's one of the points that we try to make in the game. That's why we never use the phrase herbal tea, because we're trying to be a little bit more educational the way to present it and proper. So Tazon, this one is called Tranquility, and it is gorgeous. What that is.
Thank you.
I believe this is mostly Cynthia's doing, right?
Well, yeah. So Justin has always been like the taking the forefront on all the blending, and I kind of was more in the note taking and that'd be fun. How about this little additive? And then over the years, I've come to participate more in the blend designs. And this tea that we designed was my first time to kind of take the lead on a blend.
I didn't actually give a lot of direction for this one, so where did you grab the inspiration for the Tranquility? I just said I wanted an herbal.
Well, yeah,
and I wanted it to be rather different.
We went on a hike, the three of us, and I'm not a physical person. I like sitting and reading. So I was just like so tired. And Justin's like, okay, so we got to do an herbal. And I was like, okay, something calming, something relaxing. And we've done a whole bunch of chamomiles before in the past. And I was like, lavender. I was like, we haven't done a lavender chamomile yet. What would go pretty well with it? It's like, maybe like a jasmine. I'm like, we've already done a jasmine chamomile. I was like, citrus. My brain functions in puns. I only say like 10% of them out loud, but they're just always constantly going. So as for how we came up with the name, it was just like, something calm and soothing, and I was like, Tranquility.
Justin, is there anything you wanted to add to that story, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it. Our favorite part of it is obviously the alchemy part, where we get to go in and pull out our box of goodies and smash it together until we get something that's delicious. And I think that the idea of using lemon and lavender was so different from the rest of our Tazons that it was just it's actually my favorite tea of the three, which my favorite tea is never
That's
the
a
caffeine
shocker.
one. I'm a caffeine addict. I want more caffeine in all of them, please. But I think of these three, that this one's my favorite. It's so clean and very soothing, and it's a wonderful flavor combination.
I think that's actually the one that I haven't had a chance to try yet. So
Well, we can do that today.
Yeah, maybe let's try a few of these, huh?